Listen, now I'm not saying that he innocent, but this whole story got more plot holes than a Tyler Perry script. Something in the prune juice ain't clean.
Let's talk about it.
I want people to have fun. Let's kick back. Let's get into a little tea. Let's not get too crazy, but let's enjoy the sip.
Clock that tea.
But let's get to the chi-chi, the kiki, the internet bull.
What's going on, y'all? It's Santana, aka Chi, and we're back for another press in the mess. Cause girl, we got to talk about the mess that's going on in the press. You know, I have multiple ways I could go about this video, and I'm just trying to, because it's gonna be one of them ones. It's gonna be one of them ones. It's gonna be one of them ones. Like, I am on one hand glad that a lot of people are being exposed, you know, because I feel like if you do some wrong, like just dumb shit, then you need to be taken down. But then at the same time, it's like, is nobody seeing that it's very fishy? Is nobody seeing that, you know, a lot of these stories just don't always necessarily make sense? Is nobody actually thinking logically? And y'all know that's how I am. Like, I like to think logically. I like to remove emotion. Okay. I like to step outside the situation and actually like think about the shit clearly, like objectively, right? But nobody's seeming to do that. And so this is definitely a story where my stance may not be, you know, what other people are saying. It may not fit with the popular status quo. And that's okay. Because, you know, we're going to gag and talk about it anyways. After y'all go ahead and like the video.
Booty congregation, put that booty in rotation. Break your back, cow. Break your back, cow. Break your back, cow. Break your back, cow. Okay, break your back. Right now, throw it back. Right now, bust that cat. Right now, throw it back. Right now, break your back. Right now, throw it back. Right now, bust that cat. Right now, throw it back. Right now.
Okay, child, let's go ahead and get into this damn story with Smokey Robinson, child. Smokey Robinson accused of sexually assaulting 4 former employees. One woman claims she was abused for almost 20 years. Now, listen, let's go ahead. Let's set the disclaimer. Let's get it out the way, right? A lot of these niggas was nasty. A lot of them was nasty. And girl, fuck all the white people who may have done this or may have done that. Epstein list. And girl, shut up. Shut up. Because y'all always bring that up as though it absolves black people of any crime that we do. Like, baby, you should be happy that one of our own is also being taken down for doing the same dumb shit. Why do y'all want people to get away with shit just based off the color of their skin? Is beyond me. It's beyond me. Okay, say that shit for like getting profiled in an Asian beauty supply store, not when it comes to raping and killing and doing all that they'd be doing, right? So we know that these niggas in the industry was nasty. We know that Hollywood is Holly weird. So let that be the preface going into this story. But at the same time, I also want to make it known in 2025, it's, oh, me too. Oh, as a black woman. Oh, we believe victims first. And I tell you all the time, pay attention to what people say, pay attention to what they do, because while there are genuine people out there who genuinely care about, you know, people being harmed and done wrong, there are also people that look at that and say, oh, wait, here's a way for me to monetize. Here's a way for me to, you know, selfishly use this moment to gain and get further in my agenda, right? Let that be the foundation for this story. So let's get into it. Smokey Robinson accused of sexually assaulting 4 former employees. One woman claims she was abused for 20 years. And see, this is why I have a problem. We obviously gonna get into the rest of the story, but this is why I have a problem. Let me make sure I read that right. Smokey Robinson accused of sexually assaulting 4 former employees. One woman claims she was abused for almost 20 years. Like, how are you abused for almost 20 fucking years. How? Was the first time not enough? You kept coming back for more and more and more and more. Like I'm sorry. Listen, like I said, Hollywood is Hollyweird. There are definitely a lot of people out there that are just as dangerous, if not even more dangerous than Diddy. And I've been told y'all that half the shit that this playing out in the media with the trial and everything that they're talking about, that's not even the cherry on top. That's not even like the bulk of what was really going on. Because at what point are we going to stop focusing on the gay shit and start focusing on the kids that were being harmed in traffic? Like, that's what we need to get to, okay? But if you think it was just Diddy in Hollywood that was the only one doing that shit, you're done. Obviously, there were other people that were in cahoots with him, so I'm not saying that Smokey is innocent at all. That's not what I'm saying at all. However, when I hear stories like this, where it's like somebody was trapped in a situation for 20 years, no. And anybody else that would tell this story will be like, well, you know, when you're a victim, you always go back and girl, shut the fuck up. For 20 goddamn years. For 20 years. All it took was one time to let my ass know, let me not go back to that area. Okay? Let me not go back to that area. That's all it takes. But 20 goddamn times. Okay. Because even with that, I feel like there's something to be said, and I don't give a fuck how it comes across. Even if that is actually what's happening, if you as an employee choose to go back knowing that that is the outcome, then, oh well. I don't know what video it was that I did yesterday, but I said it in one of the videos. At some point, you got to charge it to the game, right? What happened to that? What happened to, you lie down, you make the bed that you sleep in, or some shit. I forgot what the fuck the term is called, but like, you make the bed that you sleep in, or you lay down. Y'all know the term. But at what point do we do that? At what point do we charge it to the game? Because at what point is it that you're not a willing participant? Like, you're not a victim, you're a willing participant. Ain't no goddamn job that's worth it to where I'm going to continually show up and continually get essayed. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. And then y'all get up on the internet and then y'all try to do this whole, oh, no victim blaming. Oh, no. That shit sounds dumb. It sounds retarded. Get that shit out of my face. It does not sound right, because y'all be acting like these jobs that these people have is the only jobs that exist in America. We never heard of McDonald's. We never heard of Burger King. What, you too good to flip burgers? You can't go put in an application down to the CVS? Like, please, let's not sit and act like Smokey Robinson was the only motherfucking employer in town to where this girl felt like in order for her to sustain a comfortable life, she had to get uncomfortable and undress for this creepy ass old man with worms. Absolutely not. But let's go ahead and get into the story. Let's go ahead, because maybe there's something, right? I'm sitting here, I'm giving my opinion, and I'm doing all of this, that, and the third. Maybe if we get into the story, maybe it'll gag me a little bit, and then there'll be more to where it actually makes sense. I don't think so, but let's go ahead and see. Neighbors, get into this. Motown legend Smokey Robinson has been accused of sexual battery, false imprisonment, assault, gender violence. Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. Are trans included in gender violence, or are we just still not seeing that? Oh, because we can have that conversation. I mean, if we're going to talk, then let's have the conversation, right? What the fuck is gender violence? I heard of gender bias, but what is gender violence? Just making up new words every goddamn day. Okay. Domestic violence, now known as gender violence, and fostering a hostile work environment by 4 women who claim to be former employees of the icon. According to documents filed on May 6 in Los Angeles Superior Court, it's a chicken salad. Superior, okay? May 6 in LA Superior Court, Jane Doe 1. See, this will y'all also be having me fucked up. Absolutely not. No, say their names. Say their names, or keep the shit on the motherfucking playground. Say their names, okay? Because at the rate in which people come out and then are accusing people, what if all of this turns out to be false? Then what? Then what happens? I get that we all want to protect the victim, and what if that was me? And what if it is actually what they're going through? Oh, but we'll charge it to the game. That's just part of what you go through, right? Listen, baby, back in October when I went through what I went through, I had to make a conscious choice of what I was going to do after, right? I knew that I had to move in a couple of months, And I looked around my room, see if I could find any type of evidence. And I was able to find a piece of bubblegum that the motherfucker was chewing on. And so I held on to it. But I also had to make the conscious choice because I was like, okay, if I go to the cops, if I try and do something now, whatever that looks like, this motherfucker knows where I live. And it's not like, well, correct me if I'm wrong, it's not like a motherfucker gonna be thrown in prison tonight. Like they might get in trouble, whatever, but they very well know where I live. So if I do anything, it's gonna be after where after I move to where I now feel like, okay, I'm safe enough to do that versus me go say something and then, yes, I have the proof, but then, yes, he gets in trouble, but then somehow, some way, something ends up happening at this house that I live at that he knows where I live and knows my address, right? But I had to make that conscious choice, and that's just part of what went through it, right? That was part of the process. I look at it the same way for these Jane Does, for these people that choose to stay anonymous, right? I get it. It's a hard pill to swallow. How dare somebody come and violate me, violate my space, and then now I have to step outside of private citizenship and like step out publicly and like now I have to reveal myself to the world? Especially if you're somebody who never gave a fuck about fame a day in your life. But I don't understand how that's possible when you're working for the most famous person in America. Like, okay, but let's say that you do want to stay in private citizenship and it's like this situation happened and then, now you're forced to come out and reveal who you are. That's just part of it. That's just part of it. That's just a part that you're going to have to eat. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like sometimes we want justice in all areas. And it's not that we don't deserve justice. It's just nothing in life is necessarily cookie cutter, right? Nothing in life is necessarily 100% how we want it, right? Like, how can I relate it? Maybe thinking of like when people say, it's not about the battle. No, it's not about the war. It's about the long-term battle or whatever that is, right? That kind of applies here because it's a situation of if the end goal is to get this man in trouble, then you gotta do what you gotta do. It's gonna get uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like even back to my situation, you think I felt fucking comfortable going to the hospitals and the urgent cares as many times as I had to go because I was in pain for months, as many times as I had to go and niggas looking all up and through my goddamn body? Like, no, absolutely not. Uncomfortable as fuck. Okay. And then you don't know what to say because in your head, you're already like, well, I don't want to make this worse than what it is, or I haven't even decided what it is I'm about to do. So like, I'm, going to the hospital certain times, not necessarily telling the whole truth, just like, oh, well, this is what happened and not, telling the whole truth because you don't know what the fuck can happen after that. After you actually after they actually find out what the hell happens, you don't know what can happen. But that's just what comes with it. That's just the uncomfortable part in it. And so I don't know, the whole Jane Doe 1, Jane Doe 2, no, you don't get to do this to someone's life and then stay anonymous. And it might sound a little bit of like, oh, protecting the rich or protecting the abusers, but y'all don't know if these motherfuckers be abusers until it's all proven. See, now in 2025, there is no such thing as fact checking when the lie is more entertaining than the truth. Y'all don't give a fuck. Y'all don't because there's so many people walking around with unhealed trauma. Okay. Nobody that's actually healing. Okay. Everybody want to fake talk about manifestation and use all of these trendy buzzwords, but nobody's actually doing the fucking work, but everybody wants the paycheck. Right. So it's like, of course, like people want to sit in trauma bond and sit in and just automatically assume the worst. But what if it's not the worst? Then what? People don't give a fuck by that point. And we see it all the time, even if it's just regular pop culture topics. It's like a story will break and it'll be a complete fucking lie. And y'all will drag it for months, drag the people involved for months, make one person a victim for months. But then when the truth comes out, nobody cares. And then if that person who was the abuser or quote unquote the problem the entire time tries to come out, and we realize they're actually the victim, then everybody's looking at them like, oh, you're dragging it. But it's like, no, my name was dragged through the mud for months and nobody gave a fuck. So it's like, all of this is just problematic to me. It is. And this is why the best people that make like psychologists and cops and people in the courts and things like this is exactly why when they do like court cases, they look for juries with a non-bias that know as little as possible of the cases, because when you come in with an already preconceived notion or a sort of bias, you're automatically going to be turned a certain type of way. And it's the same thing. It really is the same thing. But let me get off of that. It says Jane Doe 1 claims the abuse began in March 2023 and continued throughout her employment. She also alleges that Robinson's wife, Frances Robinson, why am I saying Robinson? Smokey Robinson. Okay, Robinson. Frances Robinson was aware of the misconduct that turned a blind eye, even after prior settlements with other victims. Jane Doe number 2 says the abuse started in 2016, ultimately forced her to resign from her position in 2020. I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. I'm trying to sit here and read as though I care. I don't. Call me a CNN, say I hate women, say I hate black women. I don't care. All of the above. I don't care. Because no, there is no motherfucking world at all where it's okay for you to stay in these fucked up situations. And that's why I have such a problem with the way that people react to these situations, because y'all focus more on protecting. It's not even about protecting a victim. Y'all want to protect the victimhood of a fucking victim. That's what it is. It's not about actually protecting the victim, because if you protect the victim, then you teach them how not to be in the same situation again. Not saying that it's their fault, but I'm sorry. If you've been in the same situation for over 20 years, that's you actively choosing the same goddamn situation. So at some point, it is your fucking fault. Like, I can't. I feel like, again, like, it's more about protecting what it looks like. Okay, let's protect the position of you being a victim versus you actually being a victim and actually caring for you, right? Because when you actually care for someone, you make sure they never go through that shit again, right? I'll give you an example. Let's say you're terrified of fucking bears. And this is an example I used to give all the time. Let's say you're terrified of bears, right? And you see that there's something in your backyard, like maybe every time you grill, you see that bears are going to come out, right? Actually, no. Let me not even get that, because my mind is racing. Let's hop off at that point. Listen. After some point, I don't care. After some point, you do become a participant for the bullshit you go through. You do. Because you have to make the conscious choice for things to change. And that it just is what it is. You have to want change. You have to be the one to say, hey, enough is enough. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, versus accepting a situation. Because to me, on the outside looking in, 4 years, 2 years, 20 years, bitch, y'all was in an actual sexual relationship. Y'all was an employee and an employer fucking. Y'all was fuck buddies. But we're going to come, and now in the world of Diddy and Jay-Z and all of these allegations, we're going to selfishly use these moments for our personal gain and try to flip the situation and make it look like more. No. And I'm sorry, if I was a judge and these cases came across my desk, absolutely not. Smokey, if you really did this shit, then girl, we're going to be on that ass. So hopefully, karma will have something else happen and land your ass up in the jet. Well, let me not say that. Has something else happen, because you don't want to wish for something to happen to somebody. But my point is that, okay, cool. Smokey, if we had the proof, you're going to jail. Okay? But irregardless, y'all ain't about to win nothing. Don't come in here thinking you about to win some money. Don't come in here thinking you about to get anything other than maybe this motherfucker going to jail. And that's only if we can prove that this was actually RAPE and not a consensual relationship, which is what it sounds like. Because again, if you make the bed, then lay in it. At what point do you charge it to the game? I'm sorry. It's like for the last 32 years of my life, people have been screaming the same exact thing over and over and over, and nothing is changing. Again, everybody wants to talk, but nobody wants to have the fucking conversations. And that's why nothing is getting solved. It's like everybody's just positioning themselves as a victim. Everybody's just in a space where it's like, oh, well, this happened. Oh, well, this happened. Oh, well, this happened. Okay, well, how do we stop it from happening? And when it does happen, then what? Okay? Because if I hear one more person tell me about what a victim goes through and how they go back and did that, okay, but 20 years? 20 years. How is that not problematic to y'all? And then with as many cases out there in the world that we see, what is the excuse? It's not 2006 where you thought nobody would believe you. It's not 1956 where women didn't have as many rights. Girl, get out of my face with that. It's 20 motherfucking 25. That same bullshit story that would have worked 20, 30 years ago, it ain't working today in 2025. It's too many motherfucking examples out here that tell y'all these niggas ain't shit. It's too many examples out here that tell y'all these niggas is weird. It's too many examples out here that show y'all Hollywood is Hollywood. Like, I don't care. And I don't think that people should, I don't feel like people who are gullible deserve justice. I don't. Oh, well. Oh, well, charge it to the game. Charge it to, bet you'll learn next time. Sucks to say, sucks to hear, but oh, well, the fuck? That's like a toddler putting their hand over a thing of fire, right? And they get burnt a little, okay? And then what? We supposed to call a whole fire department down here and have a whole ceremony? Have a whole motherfucking seance in this bitch with candles? No. You put your hand over fire, you mess with fire, you get burnt. Bet your dumbass learn not to do it again. No. I feel like a lot of these stories that come across my desk, that come across my phone, that come across these blogs, I feel like a lot of them are starting to be mockeries of real, actual cases out there, because there are real people out there getting trafficked, real people that's out there getting R-worded, real people that's out there getting murdered. And all of those cases fall by the wayside because these celebrity Hollywood cases are so salacious enough that this is what everybody pays attention to. But when it's your next door neighbor, when it's somebody in your family that is actually happening to, don't nobody give a fuck. Don't nobody give a fuck. In fact, everybody in the news like, ooh, Smokey was never like that. What? Smokey? I didn't think Smokey. No, not Smokey. Jane Doe 3, who worked as his housekeeper from 2012 to 2024. Is that where it ends? Hold on. Let me go ahead and bring that back up. Jane Doe 3, who worked as his housekeeper from 2012 to 2024, alleges she was R-worded by Smokey at least 20 times, claiming he made her lie face down on a towel during the assaults. Again, he wouldn't have been in me for 20 seconds before I would have took a knife and chopped this goddamn head off. Okay, shout out to Erica De Niro. Off with his head. The fuck? Jane Doe 4 states she was employed by Robinson from 2006 to 2024 and was also forced to resign due to repeated sexual assaults and harassment that allegedly began in 2007. I'm done. We over time. I'm not about to stretch this out. Listen, you see how I feel. I feel for the real victims out here. I do. Not for the motherfuckers who went through it for 15 years and then now you see everything happening with Cassie and Diddy and all these other cases and now you want a piece of the pie. Absolutely not. I'm sorry. We question victims over here. We ask why now over here. We ask the logical fucking questions over here. I'm not just believing somebody because of their emotions and they're so riled up at the As much as y'all sit and y'all talk about white people and Karens and their tears, y'all sure love to believe any and everybody just because a tear falls out their eye. Clock that tea and tell me how it tastes. Okay? Let me know what y'all thought about all of that down in the comment box below. Smokey, take your nasty ass to jail if this is true. Victims, girl, take your asses to jail with 3 times the punishment if it ain't true. How about that? That's how we could do it. That's how we could do it. Okay, for all crimes. Okay, for all crimes, I'm gonna need the abuser to do the maximum, and then for all the victims, quote unquote victims who lied, who in the end it turns out they lied, I need them to do 3 times what the abuser would have done. That's what I want to say. Because absolutely not. And reveal their names. Say their names because you want it to be a public case, right? Say their names. Say their names. I'm so sick of this shit. I really am. Because it's such a mockery. So what's really going on in the world? And then you read these little cases and it's just like, girl, was it essay or was y'all fuck buddy? Like, what are we talking about? But y'all let me know what y'all thought about all of this down in the comment box below. And if you enjoyed this commentary, don't worry, there's much more where that came from. Check it out. Dolly, that body looks bad.
Dolly made it after this long ass ride. So we pull up to the house in St. Louis. And I'm like, oh.
So we pull up to the house in St. Louis. I think I finally got her accents,
So now I have to do some investigating with all of the ladies to see how it all went to hell, child. we catch you up? So when you were upstairs getting your beauty rest.
Yeah.
Can we catch up? Because when you're upstairs getting your beauty rest, the way that Kelly talks, because then you have Brent that's like nice school, and then you have Kelly that talks like this. You're like, oh my god.
Space. Sisterhood, in quotes.
Don't fast forward none of this. Absolutely not. I want to know every last motherfucking thing that Angela said. What the hell did Tangela say to them? Don't keep secrets.
How you doing, RuPaul? Now, Gilbert, you are a very funny man. Have you always been funny?
Alicia, I mean, I definitely understand committing to the character, but like, did she just start hormones yesterday? Where she put her titties? Girl, that is not a chest sleeve. Stop laughing, you transphobic.
I'm a T-girl from the past life.
Up next, she puts the sass in Sasquatch.
Tell me that's not Karen Hugo. Tell me that's not Karen Hugo.
Play the video.
Miss Big Feet. What the did you just?
That's
Noel. Ooh,
Alicia.
Aubrey. Ooh, Aubrey, you're going to hell.
The Thomas Concubine video.
Sasquatch is a very offensive term to me.
Is
you
it?
must
That's
know.
all I'ma
Now,
see
I
now.
that
I ain't
your
even gonna see
nail
your character.
Protecting the dynasty is a full-time job.
Talking about my kid, you stupid bitch.
I don't even.
Right, because you're talking about my daughter. Jackie, you talking about my daughter. Don't talk about my daughter. Don't talk about my daughter or my daughter's daughter.
I feel horrible and I feel guilty. Christian has been living a
As you
private
should.
life and he decided to marry me and it's been all eyeballs on us.
No, he's been living a private life scamming. He's been living somebody else's private life. That's what he been doing. Christian been publicly living somebody else's private life that he done stole. Who EIN, who social security number he using today?
At times you're fake.
No, I feel like at times
I rest my case.
What? Not Banner was on season 2 looking like a country Bama. Girl, I thought that was Shawnee.